Hey! Cat did a fancy open. Cat did a fancy open.
I'm so proud of myself when I learn something new and it goes without a hitch.
Yes. You did good, Cat.
Gonna pat myself on the back. Hello, everybody.
Happy
Hey,
Tuesday.
Yay! And Amy is here. Happy birthday, Amy.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
And Swamp Gas, how are you? It always makes me think of Man Shack.
I know, every time.
All the time. Hey, Susan, how are you? I'm excited, guys. This is my third set of sprints, all in honor of Folklore February, which I feel was a huge success. I am so happy about all the people that participated. Honestly, I'm just like over the moon with happiness.
I am so proud of you for doing your first readathon, and you did so good.
Thank you. Thank you.
You should be proud.
It was a good like introduction to it. So I am grateful to everyone that participated. Even if people just read one book, it just made me feel so happy. And to see people using my graphic, which I haven't even used my graphic yet.
I will admit I have failed and only have read like one book.
What did you end up reading? What did you end up?
I read one of the
The fractured
fractured fairy tales, the one with the frog prince.
Oh, did you like it?
Oh yeah, I remember it from when I was a kid.
Yeah,
it was so cute.
I haven't read it in a long time.
I'm bummed that like I wanted to get to Wizard of Oz, but then I just never got to it.
Well, I mean, it's understandable. Your heart is in trying to read for all this stuff. Like, I put my March TBR out there and I'm like, really? Do you think you're really going to be able to read?
Yeah, you were like saying a lot of books in that March TBR. I was like, I hope Cat can do it.
I'm such a failure. Like, I didn't finish my FOMO for February. Oh. I haven't even started my book for the Cozy Cottage, which they're meeting on Friday. I'm like, whatever.
You should take your own advice. You're always telling people like it doesn't matter how much or little you do. Every book read is a good thing you accomplish. Come on. You got to take your own advice, Cat.
I know. But it's because I want it all. I want to do it all.
I know. When people say the numbers don't matter, I agree. It's true. But at the same time, the reason people get to wanting to read so much and get bummed when they can't is just because people know that there's so much to read in so little time, and everyone wants to read it all. And so I think it's a good problem to have. So I understand when people talk about like numbers in the sense that, oh, I wish I would have gotten to more. It's because they love reading and they just want to be able to read more because there's so much they have on their list.
Yeah, I know. I feel like it's a struggle. The struggle is real when you're a reader.
Yes.
I love it. Amy says, sorry I kept Kelsi so long. Well, she did pop in for a couple of minutes towards the end, and we got her thoughts on our book.
Amy was like, I'm going to apologize to Kat during sprints. I'm like, she doesn't need you to apologize.
No, I totally
She was like,
understand.
Kat's going to kill me. I'm like, she's not going to kill me.
No, I am not.
I was like, one, it's your birthday. Two, she wouldn't kill you otherwise, but especially not on your birthday.
No. Swamp gas. Doing well. Sorry about that. Gas. I just came off of a book club meeting. So.
This is my third live stream or like stream during the last 2.5 hours. I know.
I'm so happy that you decided to do it.
I have to be here. I love you.
I love you, too. She's my partner in crime.
I am.
So Amy's thanking us for her birthday wishes. I hope you got a good hamburger, Amy. I want to know about that hamburger.
I can't make a heart shape. It looks deformed. Anyway, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Yours looks better.
If I could even get it in there.
Mine looks very weird. Anyway, go ahead.
Thank you, Amy. Great readathon, Cat. I know I had a fun time. Woo, Lauren's here. Hello.
Lauren!
Lauren said she had a blast and can't wait to film her readathon wrap up video ASAP. I can't wait to see it. Cliff he did a video posting of what he did for Folklore February.
Oh, I
So
have to
can't wait
catch
watch
that.
that one. Yes. Hey, Crystal.
Crystal.
Yeah, you see, Crystal's. I have to blame her also because she's doing that week of weird, and I want to get on that because I'm weird. And
I like how in your TBR you're like, I'm weird, so I'm all for this event. I'm really excited.
I think it's going to be fun. And I'm telling you, LeVar Burton reads that podcast. He does a lot of speculative fiction and a lot of stuff that would fall under those prompts. So I would highly recommend LeVar Burton reads the podcast because that's
I
what
love
I'm
his
going to be doing.
voice.
I do
Reading
too.
rainbow. Reading
soothing.
rainbow. Sorry.
Susan said the readathon was so much fun. I appreciate you participating, Susan, because I thought it was fun just because I got to delve into picture books. You know?
Ooh.
We just ordered dinner, so I haven't. Oh, you didn't eat yet? You're so hungry. You're gonna have to eat during the sprints.
I don't think she realized that our chat would be like 2 hours. I feel bad because I felt like I was the one who made it long. If you look at Amy's other book club discussions, they're not 2 hours. The one she has me on is 2 hours because I'm an ass. I'm sorry, Amy. I'm like, yo, let me insert my thoughts after everything. I'm so sorry.
Lauren's like me. She's ready for the week of weird.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's gonna be fun.
It's gonna be fun. Crystal is the trooper. And Amy's so excited for the week of weird. So what does that say about us? We're just weird people.
I just like reading weird things. I don't know. And I am weird. I totally am fine with being weird. I love being weird. I'd rather not be, quote, normal. I think they're weird. You're the real weirdos.
And Crystal says she's excited and happy. Folks are participating. Yes. I wasn't sure if anyone would be interested. Are you kidding? Of course we're interested. I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely going to be a lot of fun. And
okay.
So Amy's saying not to apologize.
I'm glad you had fun. I had fun too. I love talking with you, Amy, and hanging out. Always a good time.
Thank you, Crystal. I'm glad you had a fun time with Folklore February. It was fun, and I'm going to do it next year. I'm planning on doing it next year, but that's something I wanted to kind of like talk a little bit about was, would people be interested in doing, folk tales, fairy tales, and fables again? Or could we add myths and legends and tall tales? I could add those prompts to it, or I could just maybe replace some of them. Instead of having folk tales, fairy tales, and fables, I could do myths, legends, and tall tales or something like that.
I still kind of want some folk tales in there. I mean, I definitely am up for, I'd love to see some legend and myth stuff in there would be cool because it all falls under the umbrella, right?
Yes. Well, that was the thing. It was like when you look at folklore as a whole, there is so much under it.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to kind of whittle it down, kind of thing. So I think that would be a good idea. I kind of feel like I want to do a combo because there are a lot of fairy tales and stuff I didn't even get to.
Well, because as I just said, I failed and I'd like to make it right next year. Do what I was supposed to do this year next year. But I will say, it was fun to plan for it. I was like, I have all these grand ideas, and it was fun planning. But the failing part, not so fun because I felt bad about it. But next year, I want to.
Yes, but again, just like you told me, you had good intentions. You just couldn't get to it.
That's true.
Oh, Swamp Gus is saying, what about Andrew's month of dinosaurs?
At first,
no, Amy was talking about dinosaur smut and all that stuff. I don't know anything about that.
Well, no. Andrew's thing's not just dinosaur smut all month long. He's just reading dinosaur stuff. But in his TBR video, I didn't realize it was an official theme he was doing. I thought it was a loose thing that he was just doing. And then all of a sudden, Katrina's like, I'm reading dinosaurs like Andrew. And everyone's like, I'm reading dinosaurs. I'm like, shit, I didn't pick out any dinosaur things because I have.
Me either.
Well, I have some that I want to read, but it's on my TBR card as a part of my game. And I was like, maybe my game will get me some. But wait, wrong wrong one. If if I could fit it in, this is a book from a raptor's perspective. I'd love to get to this. Raptor Red. We'll see. I have literally, I counted the amount of pages on my March TBR. It's like over 5,000 pages.
Oh my God.
There's no way. I can usually read like 3,800 pages a month. I've never read, I don't think, more, but we'll see.
Wow.
We'll
Wow.
see.
Swamp Gas also says comparative mythology.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Good. Crystal said she would participate, and I would add stuff onto it, because this readathon, I'm going to be honest, was like my readathon with training wheels. It was for me to experiment and learn StreamYard and, see if I could, come up with prompts and do the sprints and all that kind of stuff. But definitely a readathon with training wheels.
Well,
but then I am going to be co-hosting with Kelsi for her old school April, which announcement videos coming out Friday at noon.
Yes, Central.
Yes.
I am so excited.
I know, I am too. But I'm just going to say I will be doing a readathon in May, and I'm hoping it's going to be much bigger.
And I think, Lexi has announced she's doing one too, but I think because Lexi's more about like the amount you read and just reading general horror. Kat, are you going to give away what yours is about yet, or no, is a secret?
What do you think? You think
I think you should. I think you should pump it up, because I know someone in the chat right now loves that kind of horror. So, but anyway, before you announce it, or if you decide to say what it's about, I think you'll be able to do both Lexi's and Kat's readathon. So even if you're a host of one, like me, and you can still participate in the other. So I think
and Kelsi has said that she will help me and be a co-host.
Yes.
I'm trying to bring her to that side, the dark side.
Yeah, I will help. I will help with both readathons from Lexi and Kat.
Okay, Lauren said she would love fairy tales and myth prompts, or popular tropes as prompts. Okay, that's good. Hey, Halko, my kindred spirit. I'm so glad you're coming to sprints.
Yay.
And Halko, I mentioned you. I gave you a big, huge shout out in my March TBR.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
Sorry. My lips are dry. I'm sorry, guys.
That's because you're talking too much.
For like 2.5 hours at this point, yes.
She said, I hadn't even watched the video yet, so I didn't know it was a thing either. I have some Dino Smut stories to read now. Thanks to Rex on sprints.
Yeah, I'm not going to be reading Dino Smut, but if I could fit in that Raptor Red, that'd be great. But I know I'm aiming for the moon right now. We will see. Yeah, and Amy, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Okay. Susan says, adding myths next time would be fun. Yes, yeah. I'm going to put myths for sure, because I do think myths would be a lot of fun. I taught myths to my students, junior high students, and it was really neat because you find out the origins, what they think the origin of things, like the echo and why we have the seasons.
Yeah.
So I think all that kind of stuff is pretty cool. So I think it would be interesting to do that as well. Amy says she's reading Jurassic Park.
Yeah, it was one of her, like, she was torn between mood reads. So I'm glad you picked Jurassic Park, Amy. Amy says Jurassic Park, the movie, is like one of her top 3 films of all time. It is also one of my top films of all time. I actually got to see an orchestra play along with the movie. Oh, it was so amazing. But anyway, I have never read the book, but I really do want to. So
the book is awesome. The book is the Jurassic Park was my introduction to Michael Crichton.
Oh, really?
And yes, I loved it. I thought it was great. And Michael Crichton is one of my favorite writers too. Yeah. Like, he's up there. I've read several books by him and just like him a lot. It's sad that he's no longer with us.
Yeah. He wrote the pilot for ER.
Yeah.
Isn't that so weird?
It's amazing when you look at his life, all the stuff that he created over his life. It's awesome. Lauren says, or take classics and make them prompts. Bluebeard, read a book with a murderous husband.
Ooh. Oh, I like that idea. That's kind of
maybe Lauren might be willing to be a co-host for Folklore February.
That would be cool.
We have all year to plan it. Yeah, so I'm very happy with how the readathon went. I am having to read one more book. It's really sad when the host of the readathon is not finished.
Yeah, but you've accomplished a lot of reading for
We
your
are.
readathon.
Yeah, I think I did. I'm reading The Snow Queen. That's the last thing I have to read. I read Rapunzel earlier, and I must say, whatever, the Disney version of Rapunzel is not like the real story.
Yeah.
That's all I'm going to say. It was sad. I mean, it does end happily, but it is sad. It is it's based on Brothers Grimm. Snow Queen is based on a Hans Christian Andersen. So,
yeah,
I mean,
the
well,
fairy
it is a Hans
tales,
Christian Andersen.
they're dark compared to what Disney did with them. They like, you know, brightened them up and yeah.
Yeah. Oh, look, I'm recruiting. Lauren said I can sign her
Yay!
up.
That's
Yay!
awesome.
Yeah, so I'm gonna read during sprints. I'm reading The Snow Queen. So I already took my pictures for my books. So I did that earlier because I knew I was gonna finish everything. I had to read. Had to finish my book club book. That would have been terrible if I was hosting a book club book.
I know, because I showed up so late too. Thank you so much for hosting.
Oh no, it was fine. It was fine. Lauren says I read Little Mermaid and felt the same. Grimm did it better. Yeah, it really. And then the illustrations in my Rapunzel book was really beautiful. And I think there's the author and the illustrator did a couple of them, so it'd be interesting to look up, you know, more of their work too and see what they did with the other ones. But I don't know. I've been pleased with everything I've read. And part of it too is I wanted to get on that Garb August, you know, 1.5 was 1.5. I wanted to, it seemed like that was so long ago, but there was like
it seemed like it was like 2 months ago. It's crazy.
I know. But I wanted to participate in that. And then I was a little bit behind with my reading because I didn't finish Stardust in time. So it's one of those things that just snowballs kind of thing. And then I also did participate in the Little House on the Prairie readathon. I read The Long Winter for that one. It was like a week-long thing too.
Oh, cool.
But, I mean, you always think, oh, it's only one book. Oh, it's just.
Yeah, but when you keep saying that about each book, then it becomes like 20 books.
I know. I had to DNR my last book because it was so slow. It was hurting my brain. Oh no. Yeah, that's not good. I don't really abandon books very easily. I guess because I'm really picky about what I pick to begin with. That and then I always just hope it's going to get better. I'm not saying I've never put a book down. I will say, remember, I didn't finish our September book club that one year.
Yeah, and that's understandable.
I do think Hurricane Ida had something to do with it as well.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I had a hard time. I still have not picked it back up, but eventually I think I will, especially since our friend Michelle said she read it and then she went and picked up the second one, but she said she wasn't
believe she actually read the second one. Like, it was so surprising when she was like, yeah, I read the second one. I was like, what?
I know. But yeah, I'm pretty excited about everything that I read. So I think what I'm going to do, because I participated in the Folklore February and then I read other stuff, I think I'm going to do 2 videos. I think I'm going to do my Folklore February videos and then I'm going to do the other books I read.
Yeah, that's a
kind of
idea.
like a recent reads kind of thing for those, and then my Folklore February, just because I don't want it to be a million pages long or whatever. Yeah. Pages long. a million minutes long.
You're thinking of your blog.
Yes. But I wanted to say, I had a thought. I wanted to say for that weird, the week of weird, I want to call it the weird week. That's what I want to call it. The week of weird. I want to really read that Color Out of Space because I would love to rewatch Nick Cage.
Yes, I want to rewatch it. It was such a great movie. I think Crystal told me, I think she commented on my video that she's going to read it too. Color Out of Space.
She did. Yeah, she said she is. And Jason, who's co-hosting, said that's
his favorite.
His favorite. Yeah.
Yeah, his favorite H.P. Lovecraft.
I was pretty excited about that. Katrina also commented that she loves the movie, you know, with Nick Cage.
I mean, how can you not? Oh my God, I didn't even tell you. So I found a book that's like mixing fact and fiction about Nicolas Cage. Like, he's on the cover. I can't like claim that I found it out of nowhere. Coral from Pretty and Paper Cuts did a book haul video, and I haven't watched all of it, but the first book she held up, you've got to we both got to read it. It would fit for
Okay.
the week of weird because it
Oh,
seems effing weird. Where the
okay.
hell? I will just tell you the name of it. That's all.
Okay.
I'm looking for the name real quick, but go ahead and keep going with what you were
Well, I
saying.
was just saying, you know, Katrina was saying about Nick Cage being unhinged. I
Yeah.
love Nick Cage, even though my oldest son said I shouldn't tell people that because
Why?
he said because like he's like Nick Cage is kind of like Nickelback of the music world. And I'm like, first
That
of
is
all, I
not
like Nick
true. That is
Cage
wrong.
and I like Nickelback. I mean, not that they're my favorite group, but I did attend a Nickelback concert and it wasn't terrible. I like some of their songs. I just feel bad for them. It's like somebody messed up their reputation and now people are going to try and mess up Nick Cage's reputation.
I think Nick Cage is actually pretty popular to like right now. Like,
Oh,
because he's so.
Lauren said it's called The Haunting
Yes,
of Nicolas Cage.
yes, The Haunting of Nicolas Cage. But I'm looking it up. I want to see the description because the way Coral talked about it, I was like, I need this book.
Okay, Haunting. Okay, and just a little fun fact. I don't know if you know this, Kelsi. You might know this. I need to write this down. Haunting of Nick Cage.
It's a novella too, by the way. It doesn't seem to be very long.
Oh, good.
And yeah, it's by Marco Mannone, and the cover's so cool. It's like Nicolas Cage's face, but like blood's coming off the side, but it like looks all trippy. I need it. I need this book.
Hey, Mary, welcome. I'm so glad. Mary and I are going to be buddy reading the Midnight Library. So I got to get with Mary and decide how we're gonna do that. I don't know if you know this, but my husband, my car, and me were in an actual scene in a movie with Nicolas Cage.
I don't remember you telling me this. I'm sure you have.
The original title of the movie was called Medallion, and then they changed it when it was released. I think it was released to DVD. It never went to the movies, like many of Nick Cage's old, you know, like more recent movies.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's called Stolen, and it was shot in New Orleans around Mardi Gras time. And yes, so I put myself up for it. It was background work. So I put myself up for it. And I asked Barry, I'm like, do you want to be in it too? And he's like, well, what do I have to do? I was like, I just have to take a picture of you. So I took a picture of it, sent him in. And then they were looking for vehicles. And my vehicle was the range of the years that they needed or whatever. So they hired all three of us.
I like how all three of us, the car is one.
What happens is if they use your car or your bicycle or anything like that, you get a bump.
That's
and your
awesome.
car gets paid, basically. So literally, you know, we were shooting our scenes and Nick Cage is there. We were parade goers. So I had my little boa or whatever. Okay. The funny, crazy thing about it is my husband's one and only extra job in a movie or a television show, he is seen.
But you're not.
No. Like, the nerve of you. But anyway, you literally, in order to see him, no lie, it's from the back. Like what it is it looks like traffic is stopped watching the parade go by. I think it was Toth was the parade that was actually going. Like they had Toth going by in real life, the real parades going by.
Mm-hmm.
Then they had a fake scene with a parade, like a Mardi Gras float, because Nick Cage is getting chased on this float or whatever. It was really neat to have both dynamics. But then, so when you see it, I literally had to go pause
to try to find him.
Yes. And all you see is him like leaning against the car, the back of him, and he's got the jester hat on. So I knew it was him. It's like the most hilarious thing. I'm like, how is it your one and only time and you get seen?
That is a great story. I love it.
Yeah. So that was my time with Nicolas Cage.
Lucky.
Look, I'm telling you, I didn't want him really to come by me because I'm too starstruck. I would have been like,
I like him a lot. By the way, I should get this for you for a present. Nicolas Cage coloring book, a fascinating coloring book for relaxation with flawless designs of Nicolas Cage. Then
Oh,
there's a Nicolas Cage activity book, adult kid maze, dot to dot, one of a kind, fine shadow coloring hidden objects, and it's all Nick Cage.
no.
What the hell? It
Oh,
came up when I looked up that book.
that's
So,
funny. Oh, Mary's internet's going in and out. I'm sorry, Mary.
oh
Okay, I don't know if Amy's saying it's cool that there's a book about Nick Cage. Cool that you found that coloring book. Cool that I was in a scene with
no. I
Nick Cage.
think she was saying cool about the scene. That's
And
so
yeah,
cool.
it is cool, I think. Hello, hello.
Hi,
Welcome.
Vanessa. How you
How you
doing?
doing? We're so excited you're here for sprints. Um, do we want to start some sprints so that Amy can go eat her hamburger?
And I also need to let Jackson out because he's been whining.
Yes, Nick Cage coloring book. She's laughing.
Yes.
Yeah, that
I
would be
am tempted to
hilarious.
buy it now.
That is hilarious. That really, I mean, could you imagine? We could do a whole video about Nick Cage. We
We
should do a collaboration on Nick Cage.
for old school April because yes, he's in newer movies, but he is classic in terms of when you think of like early 2000s, late 90s. He's been in stuff in the 90s, right?
Valley Girl. Valley
Yeah.
Girl.
So like let's talk about Nick Cage.
Okay, Mary's moved to another room. I'm glad. Glad you're here and you're not having more issues with internet. Yeah, that's the only
Oh,
part
my
I
food.
caught. My food just came. Sorry, the scene was what I was saying.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's what I thought.
it was great. I loved my time being a background actor. You get
Seems
to see a
fun.
lot of actors and you get to see a lot of behind the scenes, all the magic, and how it ends up turning out. Okay, so do we want to go ahead and start sprints? And I
Sure.
figured we would go ahead and do 45 minutes.
That
If that
works.
was okay, so let me go to tell me this. I'm going to present, right?
Uh-huh.
Share screen. Okay.
Share tab.
Oh yeah. But I have to share the screen
Well,
first,
yeah,
right?
but then when you go to choose window, app, whatever the hell, it's tab.
Okay. Here we are. Okay, I need to set the timer.
Take your time. I'll entertain the folks. Dun, 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 dun. Just kidding.
Okay, did it come on?
Yeah.
Okay, there it is.
All
Okay.
right.
All of a
See you
sudden it went
guys.
like white. Okay, guys, we will be back in 44 minutes and 44 seconds.
Bye.
Bye. Hello. Let me stop this. Pomodoro Kitty. Okay.
How'd you do, Kat?
I did pretty good. I just stopped the screen, right? Is that what I click
Uh-huh.
on?
Yep.
Okay. I don't know why I'm afraid to do anything. It's all gonna go away. I did
You're gonna make one wrong move and everything explodes.
right. Confetti shoots out of the screen.
Yes.
I did pretty good. There's 7 chapters in the book, and I made it to chapter 4.
Yay! That's really
But
good progress.
it really is an interesting book. I mean, it's not, I mean, I guess I haven't hit the part where this young boy is taken by the Snow Queen,
Uh-huh.
but it's supposed to be what Frozen is based on, but I don't see the resemblance. But I don't know. It's creepy because this demon is a jokester and decides that he's going to make this magic mirror, and then he cracks it up into little pieces and calls up this wind, and he decides to have all these little shards of glass, get carried away by the wind. And if you get stuck with it, whatever your character is, like if you're a good person, you become bad.
Oh.
And so that's what happens. The boy Kai gets a little tiny sliver stuck in his eye because I know.
No, my worst nightmare.
You can't see it. It's just embedded in his eye, but he turns bad. And that's why he ends up with the Snow Queen. But I don't know if the Snow Queen is necessarily a bad person or a good person. But what I like about this book is that it has little pictures and words on the side. So like right
cute.
here.
I love that. And like a flower.
Yeah, well, they'll have like something going on in the
Yeah.
picture. Kind of reminds me of Jan Brett. Jan Brett does that a lot of times with her picture books. So let's see how everybody did.
Yeah, what is everybody reading too?
Ooh, Helco, you saw my shout out.
Yay.
I think I'm gonna like it. You liked it, so generally we like the same thing. That's why we're kindred spirits.
Yes.
Yay, Liz is here. Thank you so much. I appreciate the congrats on the readathon. I am planning on doing it again next year, and we're going to make it bigger somehow. If you have any suggestions, let me know, because we've talked about adding myths. Swamp Gas talked about comparative mythology. We talked about legends, possibly tall tales. Lauren had some great suggestions about doing prompts like with the Bluebeard, like classics, so that was pretty cool. Amy didn't read. She just ate and played a game on her phone. Well, it is your birthday. You can do what you want. What did you eat? That's what I want to know, because you get a hamburger, and where did you get your hamburger from? Because she talked about that earlier during sprints. She was looking for suggestions for burgers.
It is not my birthday, but I also didn't read. So I hope it's okay. But I watched an ASMR video just to kind of unwind a little bit.
Yeah.
Because it's very relaxing. That's like the one thing I do for like ultimate relaxation. I was like, oh, one of my favorite like new little channels released a video. It was very soothing. Took Jackson out. Thought about reading it at the very end, but I was like, I should really edit the description of my video just to get it out of the way. So I started doing that, but not very far in editing the description. So
yeah, but you still were productive.
Yeah, it's the ASMR isn't really productive. It's more relaxing, but everything else was productive.
Well, I do think, I honestly think for myself, I want to have a built-in time to watch my videos for my other fellow booktubers, because it's all supporting one another, but you also get a lot of great information. Not that I need any more recommendations for books, because
Yeah, but it's inevitable. Like I already bought, by the way, one other thing I did during the sprint, I bought that Nicolas Cage book. Not the coloring book, but the one
Oh,
that's like The Haunting of Nicolas Cage.
oh yeah.
I really want to try to fit it in during the week of weird, because how
That
weird
would
is that?
be great. I think that would
Yes.
be great.
But like I'm overbooking myself, no pun intended, but I literally really am for March. I've never overbooked myself this much as I did in March. But
Well, there's a lot of fabulous things going
I
on.
know it's so hard to like limit yourself.
I know, I know. Susan said she's reading The House Witch. Oh, I've
Oh.
not ever heard of The House Witch. Tell us more. Is it good? Who's the author? What is it? Middle grade? Is it adult fiction? I want the deets on this. Crystal had no reading. She didn't do any reading. She listened to a little music. Ooh, what did you listen to? What kind of music are you listening to? And then Mary said she started Welcome to the Bleep Bleep Bleep.
Ice Cube.
By Blair Braverman. Nonfiction, not a fable or fairy tale. That's okay. That's fine. We read what we want to read. I'm just doing sprints in honor of it's our last day of February, which is so hard to believe. It's like, where did this month go? What's weird to me is that even though this was a short month, it felt so long in some ways.
I
Like,
know. Yeah.
I don't know if it's because of all the things that I did in February. I don't know, but
And how weird is this? I read more books in February than in January.
oh yeah, I did too.
How is that possible? Like, it's a shorter month. Usually I'm pretty like kind of lax in February, but I did pretty good. Well, I will say some of the books were novellas, a picture book. So granted, I had some shorter stuff, but I also had a chunker with Swan
Oh
Song.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Swan Song was huge.
And I didn't speed through it. I took my time too.
Yes, well, that's good. I mean, I think you enjoy it more if you can take your time.
Yeah.
Oh, so Amy got her burger. It was
Ooh,
good.
I'm sorry
Cold.
it was cold.
Aw, but
It's my
still
fault.
good.
Oh no.
Oh, so Lauren's reading 42 pages in
Oh.
Gothic
I
by
have that. The
Philip
cover's really cool. It's got like devil
Picasso.
horns on it.
New horror release about a haunted desk. That's funny. Oh, wow. Hmm.
I have that on my little like wheel of hell. So I could possibly spin my wheel and get that book to read one month. We'll see.
Mhm. Crystal's reading to some K. She's reading some. I'm telling you, I'm getting my reading, my listening, and my writing all mixed up. She's listening to some K-pop. Okay, that's
Like
cool.
BTS and stuff. That's
Yeah, that's cool.
K-pop is.
And Lauren's giving you a shout out, Amy. Happy birthday.
Amy.
My favorite scene that has to do with the birthday is in 16 Candles. They say it's your birthday. It's my birthday too. It's really a Beatles song, but
Yeah, I like that Beatles song a lot, but I also love the movie 16 Candles.
oh, I do too. I do too. I love it.
I can't remember if you ever seen the movie Uncle Buck. I can't remember if it's a character's birthday, but he's wearing like a birthday hat and he's making giant pancakes for like Macaulay Culkin's character. And that's one of my favorite scenes. It reminds me of a birthday, but I don't know if it's a character's actual birthday.
Yeah, that's
Their pancakes are like freaking like this big. And
well, you said the pancakes are that big. Do you know
Yeah.
they used to have a restaurant in Harahan where you could get a big old huge pancake like that? It was a diner.
Really?
Yes, but I think it closed down. It was right next to the post office in Harahan.
Did you ever eat one, a big pancake?
I don't think we did. I think we saw people do it, but I mean, we've gotten breakfast food. We got breakfast food because it's no longer there. But I can't even remember what the name of it was. Some kind of diner or whatever. But they did. They had huge pancakes.
Well, in the movie, they just wasted the pancakes. They're like, no, we don't want them. And they just like, what the hell? He like made these huge pancakes. What a waste.
That's terrible.
I know.
Don't waste food. Well, Mary, she says she bombed the month and only read 4.5 books. Hey, just like Kelsi said, I have to take my own advice, but you read 4.5 books. That's better than not reading at all. And if you enjoyed them, That's great. Look, in January, I completed one book. Now, I mean, I did start some other books, but I literally completed one book because I needed kind of like a little brain break from it, but also I knew I was going to start projects, and then I knew I was going to do Folklore February. So,
Any reading is good. That is
yes,
what you say.
yes, it's true. Any reading is good. Just think of Lauren. Halco loves Uncle Buck.
Uncle Bob.
I have not seen that movie in so long. Isn't Anthony Michael Hall in Uncle Buck?
I don't think so. Macaulay
No,
Culkin is,
it's
John
Macaulay Culkin.
Candy.
I know
Um,
John Candy is.
this woman who's an I forgot her name. She's somewhat well known. Also a cute little girl. She's also well known from something. Let me look up I'm curious now, Uncle Buck cast.
Okay, Susan said the book she's reading, The House Witch, it's by Aaron Murphy Hiscock, and it's a guide to creating magical space with rituals and spells for hearth and home. It's about
Oh,
being a hearth witch, so it's a nonfiction.
oh,
That's
cool.
awesome. I
Do you know Amy Madigan? I think is her
yes,
name.
Amy Madigan's the one that was in The Dark Half.
Oh yes, and yeah, we were complaining about how she didn't seem like the right, but she's in
Yeah.
Uncle Buck too. So that's who I was thinking of as like the well-known actress in it. And
Talking
Anna Chlumsky. She was like a well-known kid actress, I think.
You got a little tongue tied there with the
I've been live for like 3 hours.
I know. I'm joking because look, I was messing up so much. Susan, have you heard of the magazine Enchanted Living? They talk a lot about witches. They have all kinds of fabulous stuff in that. I subscribe to that magazine because it has like fairies and it's beautiful. The art in it is just beautiful. They'll have models that dress up like witches. Like they had a whole issue dedicated to that. It made me want to go out and get a witch outfit for myself.
I love that.
I want that with a little broom. I mean, I love it. It's a wonderful magazine. When we break for sprints again, I'll go run and grab one.
Yeah, I want to see.
Because I love it. I just think it's fabulous. And they don't it comes out like quarterly. It's really beautiful. Oh, bye, Crystal. Thank you again.
How sweet.
I know. Thank you again for participating and for hanging out. I appreciate it.
Crystal's always so sweet. She is so supportive of everyone. I love her.
Yes, she is. Oh, Mary's leaving too. Good night, Mary. 5:30 will be here sooner than you think.
Yeah. Unfortunately, yeah.
Well, Susan, if you're hanging still with us, I'm going to go ahead and get a copy of it and bring it and show you because I love it. And I'm trying to think how I even discovered it. I might have just, you know how sometimes you get Facebook ads where I think they're listening to you because all of a sudden you're
it's like all of a sudden they know what you like.
And then you have an ad for something.
Yeah.
But yeah, so somehow I found it. I think it might have been through Facebook. Maybe it was Facebook, the group I discovered. And then I realized that they had a magazine and I was like, okay, I'm gonna check this out. And it really is beautiful just to look at. I mean, they have some really neat articles in it too. So I always wanted to ask Elizabeth Sagewood if she knows about that magazine.
Oh, she might.
Because that, she's interested in all of.
Yeah, I think she like practices.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
My sister is into tarot cards. And when we went
to Amy.
Yeah. And I know I need to tell my sister about Amy picking her TBR picks that way.
I love that because it's so cool how she interprets the card and it's like this book could fit this because like it's so great. I love that's like my favorite game.
I love it. Well, the tarot cards, my sister gave me a reading and my dad a reading. She's kind of new at it, but it was really neat. She used different decks. The cards are beautiful, but she used different decks and kind of gave the reading. And some of what she was talking about was like kind of confirming like my decision to leave school
Oh,
you
wow.
know, and kind of take the break or whatever kind of thing. So it was kind of neat, you know, to hear it. Now, is it kind of like astrology in the sense of you can make it kind of uh fit your life or what's going on in your life? I don't know. I don't know. I'm not,
I love the idea of it. Like, I wish I could, like, know what it all
I
means,
know,
but it
me
seems
too.
very, like, very in depth.
Yeah, I understand, Mary. She has the crying emoji. Yes,
No.
hit him at 5:30. Sad. What's your number one read watch for this readathon, Kat? Oh, for me, for Folklore February. I don't know. It's kind of hard.
Pick. She's putting you on the spot. Do it.
I don't know. I mean, I
Be
love.
brutal, Cat. Come on.
Well, let's put it this way. I didn't have a book that I didn't enjoy. Um, I it's hard because I love like the mitten. That's like
And
I
that
don't know
was a
if
reread, but
yes,
still.
that's what I was saying. I don't know if I can necessarily count that one because it is a reread. Really, the True Story of the Three Little Pigs is a reread also. Out of my new reads, I really did like Snow and Rose. I love that one. Probably out of my new reads, I would have to say that is my favorite.
Yay. That's
That's
cool.
probably
I'll
my
have to
favorite.
check it
Yeah.
out.
And I only watched Pinocchio, but I'm just going to say right now, if you have not seen Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio, you need to watch it
I haven't seen it.
because, oh my God, it is so beautiful. It's stop motion. The story has so much heart. I mean, I literally boohooed. I mean, I was like, it's so beautiful and it's so wonderful and it's a 5-star, but it made me cry. I watched it with Andrew. And we didn't plan it that way. Went to go watch it and Andrew's like, "Oh, are you watching the new Pinocchio?" And I said, "Yes." And I was like, "You want to come watch it with me?" So he did. And I'm just like sobbing
Oh,
and he pats me,
that's
because
cute.
he knows. Look, I'm so emotional when it comes to watching movies. Like, I am probably the only person on the planet that will cry in a Marvel movie or a Star Wars movie. I remember one movie we watched, one of the Star Wars, one of the most recent ones, like right at the beginning, like people are getting killed, and I'm like, oh, those poor people. I'm pitiful. But
That'd
I
be
have to
funny
say,
if we saw Terrifier. I look over and see you crying instead of
oh,
being
no.
scared. No,
No, terrified. I was truly terrified. Like,
it was
if I would have
scary.
been crying, it would have been for myself because I really was like, couldn't handle it.
Oh, it was so scary. I will never forget you being like, oh, oh, in the theater, like literally making noise.
I know. It was, Lauren, very arduous for me to pick because I spent so much time really like thinking about what I wanted to read for the month because I wanted to make sure I had great reads. But as far as rereads, I had two fantastic ones, but I want to say Snow and Rose is probably my favorite. And I'd recommend it. It's a retelling of Snow White and Rose Red. And I also did read the original fairy tale. And there are some similarities between it, but of course, there's some differences. I think I like the retelling more than the original fairy tale. And the other thing about the Snow and Rose, and I'll talk about that and I'll show it when I do my wrap up video, is I love the illustrations. The author has these beautiful illustrations. And then at the end of the book, there are even more illustrations that she put in there that had to do with the characters. But the story really is sweet. And I kind of had an inkling of what was going on because the whole premise is, Snow and Rose, are wealthy and they live in this wonderful, beautiful house and their dad goes missing. So I had kind of inklings about what I thought was going to happen as the story unfolded. But it really was good. So
I'm so glad you liked it.
Yes, Halco, you need to watch Pinocchio. I need to watch the documentary. There's also a documentary of how he made the movie as well. I like stop motion movies. I don't know about you.
I do, and Guillermo del Toro is really into animation history.
Mhm.
Like he was on the special commentary about Watership Down, the animated movie, and talking about why it was important to animation history. So I think he really respects animation, and even
Mhm.
stop motion is kind of a form. It's similar to animation, so very interested. Like
Mhm.
he's really knowledgeable about that stuff. So very interested to see his take on Pinocchio.
Well, he is one of my favorite directors and create filmmakers and just so creative. And Pan's Labyrinth is one of my favorites. I really enjoyed Shape of Water. I thought that one was really great too. Lauren said she cried like a freaking baby. Look, I was sobbing like to the point that I'm like, if I have to film tomorrow, I'm gonna have like a stuffy nose.
Aw.
Because it was that bad. Like I could not even control myself. I
Oh,
was like,
that's
it's
cute
good. I
though.
was like, it's good thing I wasn't in a movie theater because I've had that happen to me. I've been in the movie theater. Probably two movies that come to mind that made me cry from the beginning to the end. And they're both based on books. Was
The
The Book
Notebook,
Thief,
The Book
the,
Thief.
the Book Thief, which I
Mhm.
cried in the book and cried in the like literally. And you know what they do in the movie? It's the music too. They play music that like pulls at the heartstrings along with what is going on. And then the other movie is The Road by Cormac McCarthy.
Oh, I haven't seen that one.
I've read that book twice, and both times just so sad. It's so bleak, and you know, as a parent, you're just like, oh my gosh, if I had to deal with this, I would rather be dead almost because it's like it just seems so hopeless, you know, like what's the point of this kind of thing. It just shows you human spirit, you know, the
Yeah.
human spirit. And the same thing with the movie. I went to see the movie with my husband, and my husband was just like, are you able to deal with this? Because I mean, literally before anything really even happened, I was crying because you already had expectations. Isn't that terrible?
It's great. I cried a lot from the movie Stepmom, if you remember that, with Susan Sarandon and Julia Roberts,
Julia
I think.
Roberts,
Oh
yeah.
my god! And I remember seeing it in the theater with my mom, my mama, and me. I can't remember if my cousin Lindsay was there, but anyway, I was like trying to hide that I was crying. I don't know. It's like the end is sad. I'm like, frick, this is sad.
Probably another movie that really kills me, and it doesn't matter. I've seen the movie probably about 10 times. It doesn't matter. I cry at the same exact scene every single time, and that's The Terms of Endearment. There is a scene in there, and just the look that Deborah Winger and Shirley MacLaine give each other, it just like the minute, and I know it's going to happen, and I tell myself I am not going to cry, and I'm like such a baby. I'm like,
Oh, look, Calco's with me. Stepmom made him cry too. Good. Because, I mean, not good, but you know, I'm not alone. You
good,
know,
Helco. She's saying good that you cried too.
I don't want you to cry, but like, I'm glad I'm not alone.
It's been a long time. I'm sure I did cry because I just can't.
I don't know
My
why I
thing is,
remember it so vividly. Just, I remember seeing it being like, oh my God. I don't know.
well, my thing too is like, look, I could cry in a commercial if it was sad enough. I will cry if somebody tells me a sad enough story. I don't know. It kills my heart, you know?
You're empathetic. That's cute. That's sweet.
Yeah, Steel Magnolia is the same way.
Oh
I
my God.
mean,
Yeah.
you cannot get through Steel Magnolia. Another movie too is Beaches. Beaches is
Oh, I
pretty
haven't
sad
seen that one
too.
because I was like, I know I'm going to cry.
No, you will. But let me tell you a movie that talk about rip your heart out. If you have not seen this movie, I'm just going to give you a warning right now. Go into watching it with a box of Kleenex because it is so sad. It is the movie Hachi with Richard Gere.
Oh, I cried so hard. Yeah. Yeah. I cried
Li-
so hard.
And my husband is not one that cries very often in movies. And he literally, Andrew and I are crying like babies. And he gets up And I'm like, I see you're crying too. Because he went into the bathroom.
Oh, that's cute. Oh my god, that's
We're
amazing.
like, we know you're hiding. And my uncle Robert, he thinks that Richard Gere should be arrested for making a movie like that because he's like Richard Gere should go to jail for creating a movie like that. That's terrible. That is the most awful thing he could have ever done.
Because it's so sad
It was
and
so sad.
depressing.
And I'm afraid to watch Marley and Me. I have it on DVD.
Oh
I've
yeah,
never
I have
watched it.
watched the end. Oh my god, it's sad. It is so sad.
Well, that's why I'm like, I don't know if I can watch it because I don't know if I can handle it. I read the book and I cried in the book. So I just, after seeing Hachi, I'm like, that sets the bar for everything.
I know. Also, like, it's kind of dumb, but like, I cry at Free Willy sometimes, and I've seen it like 1,000 times. Like when he's like saying goodbye to Willy, he's like, "I love you, Willy," and like I like get like teary eyed every time after hundreds and hundreds of times of watching it, and it's like not even that emotional. I'm like, why does this get me?
Because you love Free Willy.
I am like
Or
obsessed
you
with
love
it.
Willy.
It's like a joke now that I'm like so obsessed about Free Willy. It's ridiculous. I
Okay,
watched it in
what's up?
college, I think when I was like in my first I was in a dorm room and an apartment. I would watch it a lot, like as like my comfort movie, like
Yes.
from away from home, even though it wasn't even that far away at UNO, but still.
Halko likes beaches. He's also saying, "Oh, Hachi." Yes. Yes. It's so sad.
Oh, good.
Halko's little brother cries.
I mean, not good again. I did it again. I'm like, good. I love when you and your family cry.
I know.
You know what I mean.
I know. I just wanted to show y'all this book too. This is the Rapunzel book I got.
Ooh.
And I think that this author and illustrator have paired together to write other books together. But I thought the artwork in here was very, very pretty. And it was different, but darker. And the story of Rapunzel, I was so shocked. I didn't expect it to be
So
as
dark.
dark.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I mean, I guess because it's Brothers Grimm. Do you find that Brothers Grimm fairy tales are darker than Hans Christian Andersen?
I mean, it's funny that their last name is Grimm, but yeah, I feel like their stories are grim for sure. I'm not just trying to be funny. I do feel like they're pretty much the darkest types of fairy tales out there.
Well, yeah. And notice that Grimm is with two M's. So they're like
Yes.
really showing it's grim.
It's like as grim as you can get. They emphasize how grim it is.
That's right. Well, the Snow Queen is kind of grim too. It's not like a happy story, but something I notice about little children is they are very trusting of people, strangers. Like there's no stranger danger here.
There should be. Obviously, these kids don't know.
I find Grimm to be darker. Yeah,
I love it.
Yeah, I don't know. I need to delve more into it because I think I have not read enough fairy tales. I really have not.
That's why I'm glad you're doing it again. Well, one, because I failed, but two, in my life, I have not. Like, you know the tales, but you
Right.
only know it from like Disney versions which aren't really like the true versions.
Well, yeah. I mean, they're not gonna. I don't think they could have. People,
No.
I mean, criticize Disney as it is with some of the movies that they do because of like the death and all of that. Like
And the
I know
funny thing is
Lion
they
King.
are dark. I mean, but it could be much worse.
Exactly. Like I know they get, a lot of criticism for like the Lion King and which is extremely sad.
Bambi.
But I mean, it's not as bad as like the original.
No,
Like the
definitely
original
not.
stories for sure.
I think kids are able to handle more than people think they can because Disney used to know this back like in the 90s and like late 80s. Like you look at some of like the kids movies like Fantasia, like there's a literal demon like Chernobyl,
Right.
like that sequence is terrifying, but I saw it as a kid. and I was fine. I watched Watership Down, which is not a kid's movie, but I handled it as a kid. I was like, wow, bunnies like freaking ripping each other's throats out.
You
Nice.
compartmentalized it, didn't you?
It turned me into a horror fan, I guess. But no, I'm saying like these fairy tales, it's kind of cool because even the darker ones, like they were for younger readers. Like it's to teach morals and
Mhm.
lessons. I mean, not
Right.
all fairy tales, but I just think kids can handle more than people think they can.
Well, that was one thing with the picture books that I read. I looked at it also not just as a reader, but also as an educator, and how you could have used this book to teach certain, reading comprehension skills, or, what were the themes in the story that you could teach, young children, or, even middle grade or junior high. I used to use picture books sometimes for my junior high kids,
Yeah.
when we were trying to do certain literary devices or reading comprehension skills. Yeah. Lauren, you need to tell me what your favorite.
Put her on the spot.
Yeah. What was your favorite that you read and watched? I know she's going to say her favorite watch was probably Pinocchio. Although, did you watch the documentary? I'm curious to see if anybody's watched the documentary. That is on my list to do. I want to see it. I like all that production aspect of it. And she's like, "Oh no." I think it's because she's going to have a hard time doing it too.
She hasn't watched the documentary yet, she said.
Yeah. What would be interesting about it is, I don't know if you do this, Kelsi, but watching the documentary and then going back and watching the movie again.
I don't usually do that, but I'm a big fan of like documentaries about the making of or bonus features. Like I am a sucker. Like a thing that is available on Netflix, I will buy just for the bonus features because you can't get that on Netflix.
Mhm.
You can't get that on streaming a lot of times. Even if you buy it like on Amazon and you like own a digital copy, a lot of times it doesn't come with the bonus feature or the making of featurette or whatever.
Mhm.
So sometimes I will watch it, like I might watch the movie first, then watch the making of, and then like, later I'll be like, "Oh, this will inform my viewing." I don't go back and rewatch right after, but
Mhm.
maybe a movie like Possession I just watched. I did watch the making of after, or like a little featurette after, and I wanted to rewatch it right away, but I didn't. I wanted to, but I didn't.
Well, I honestly have to say, watching the making of The Shining, the miniseries, really did make me appreciate the made for television version more. I'm just
Yeah.
gonna say. So I did like having that. Lauren loved Pinocchio. She also watched, is it Lalano? Lalana?
Lalana? La la
Was it
la
says
La
social
Yana?
commentary is my jam. Oh, Lalana. That sounds familiar.
I technically could watch Pinocchio, the new version, for old school April because there is a prompt on the watchathon about watching a newer adaptation of like an older movie or older story or
Right.
older whatever. And that technically would work because Pinocchio
Mhm.
is an old school story and it was also an old school Disney movie. So both I could watch the new one and that would be fulfilling that prompt. So we'll see. I don't know officially yet, but we'll see.
It's La Iarona. La Iarona. The Weeping Woman. I think I watched this movie. I think I watched this movie for Halloween.
Oh, really?
Well, did I watch it for Halloween? Maybe I didn't watch it. I just recently watched a movie. Is this the one, Lauren, where the it's a mom, a single mom, and her children? Was this the Guatemalan genocide one? Okay. No, that must not be the one. The one I saw was about this woman that, if you like, she followed you, kind of thing, and wanted to take you because she lost her child. Like, her child died, and so she comes after your children.
She said there's been many that have been made recently and not all of them are good.
Yes, I'm pretty sure that's what I watched, and I can't even remember what I gave it as far as a star rating. It might have been a 3. I mean, they had some creepy parts to it, but um, I don't know. I wanted more. I wanted to know more, learn
Yeah.
more, kind of thing. But I don't know. Okay, so we want to do sprints again.
Sure, yeah.
Okay, so 45 minutes, 30 minutes.
Whatever you want, I'm cool.
Okay,
Paul's out of town, so there's no one. The warden is gone.
oh, the 2019 I watched features the same motif, but the backdrop is the Guatemalan genocide, 5
Oh,
stars. I'm gonna have
wow.
to look that up. Yeah, that would be interesting for sure. Okay, well, we could do 45 if that means we'll have a little more time to do stuff, and then I can go get the magazine and
Mhm.
share. Okay,
Yeah,
so we're
maybe
gonna
I'll
go.
actually read this time.
Yes, because I also want to finish. I need to finish this so I can start writing about it as well. So, okay, let me get our kitty cat ready. And set it, start, share. That's what frightens me. When I click on it to share, it goes to the big
Exactly.
screen.
Don't panic. It
And I'm like,
worked.
where'd it go? Okay. See y'all in a little bit.
Bye.
Bye. Welcome back.
I knew the meow was coming, but it still startled me.
It startles me all the time if I'm not paying attention to it. You know,
Yeah.
and that even happened today on Amy's sprints. All of a sudden I heard this noise and I'm like, what is that? Like I totally forgot about it.
It's weird how that happens.
I know. I know. Poor Susan.
Yeah.
She ended up heading off to bed. She drifted off and almost dropped her Kindle on her face.
I
That's
drop my
terrible.
phone on my face all the time because, like, at night and in the morning, I don't have contacts in. So, like, if I hold my phone in bed before I put contacts or glasses on, I do it, like, right here, and then sometimes it, like, just falls on me. Paul laughs at me about that
That's
sometimes.
funny.
It's
So how
funny.
did everybody do during sprints? I finished my book and
Woo!
yes, and I officially finished my Folklore February Readathon. So I posted on my story my graphic. So I'm
Yay,
excited.
Kat! Awesome. I have to go look at your story. I read a little bit. I'm reading, it's called Razorblade Tears by S.A. Cosby.
Oh
And
wow.
I'm reading it because I kind of just, I want to finish. I started it yesterday, like on a whim. I was like, I don't know why I'm starting a new book. And it's like the end of the month. Now I've got 2 hours left on the audiobook, and it's like, I should finish it before the new month starts.
Yes, I know.
It's one of my little recommendations from I think most people have 12 recommendations from 12 friends. I have like 18 recommendations from 12 friends because I
Oh
took
wow.
double recommendations from some people.
Well, it's so hard because there's some people have so many great recommendations. It's
Yeah.
like it's very hard to try to balance it all and then everything else you want to participate in. I need to finish Jamaica Inn. I think I'm going to try to finish this before I start reading anything else. I mean, I say that, but I don't know. I'm liking it. It's just I ended up getting a slow start. The sad thing about it is the FOMO book club is their pick is for 2 months.
And you're still behind.
I know, and they're terrible, but
But like you said, any reading is
I know
good.
any reading is better. But I mean, and the thing is it really is a good book. I have never read anything by Daphne du Maurier,
You've
so
got to read Rebecca at some point. I would totally reread it with you because literally I read it in 8th grade or going into 8th grade. Wait, I'm sorry, 9th grade. But
oh
still,
wow.
it's still a long time ago.
Yeah, that is one that is on a list that I would love to be able to read that.
Yeah, like I can't do it this year probably, but maybe next year I'd love to
Yeah.
reread that.
Yeah, that would be good. Lauren read 42 pages. Excellent.
Good job.
And Helco's congratulating me on making my readathon. I'm so excited. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm like in the dark. I'm like, okay.
Oops. I never noticed. I should be noticing that, but I don't.
Well, what'll happen is I don't notice it right away. And then all of a sudden I'm like, I feel like something's off. And it's because I'm dark.
Oh yeah, I did watch your last video, Lauren, where you watched the 2 movie adaptations and read the book. I'm so glad you liked it. It's so funny. It's one of the books I liked back in school when I literally didn't like anything I would have to read for school, and I liked Rebecca. So that like I can't wait to see how I would think of it now.
Mhm. I would definitely recommend checking out Lauren's channel, Happy Haunts Library, because she makes fantastic videos. And the one on Rebecca was really, really good. So
So
I,
underrated for a channel. I mean, she should have over 1,000 subs. Her channel is amazing. I love it.
yes,
Love you,
very
Lauren.
amazing. I can like get so into it. You know, her Edgar Allan Poe was fantastic.
Yes.
And I loved how she did her journal, which I did DM her to figure out what journal she used, just because I would love to do that for Year of Christie. I
Yeah.
mean, I would love to do that for Edgar Allan Poe too, and for everything else. I mean, could you imagine if we would have done that for King? That would have been awesome to have a whole year of all of us stuff for King. Oh man.
Yeah, like, some people do these really beautiful, like, reading journals where they, like, draw and decorate. See, that's
Yeah.
why I'm not really that artistic, but I can put stickers on stuff, so I'm happy with my binder. But I would've
Well,
had I would've had a binder of a year of King, but not, like, a journal because
right.
I have failed at, like, drawing or, like, writing nicely. Like, I have good intentions, but then I start to scribble in, like, a journal, like, sideways or messy. But if it's printed out and I just have to write a
Yeah.
little bit, then it's like it's easier to keep neat, I guess.
Well, both Lauren and Katrina have journals that they've done. I think
I
that's really
know.
neat.
Yeah, Katrina's is
Swamp
cool too.
Swamp Gas is reading The Death and Life of Schneider Rack for Weird Week.
Ooh,
It combines Lovecraftian horror, a zombie rebellion, and sea
that
monsters.
sounds interesting. I've gotta Google this. I'm
I
looking it
love
up.
I love the zombie part of it for sure.
I already bought a Nicolas Cage book. Am I adding another book to my list? I don't know.
Halko says, I keep hearing about Rebecca. I need to look up what it's about. Yeah, it's supposed to be a classic, and what Rebecca de Maurier is known for. But you know, something I just learned from the back of this book, Jamaica Inn, is that she wrote the short story The Birds, which is what the Alfred Hitchcock movie is based on. Isn't that crazy?
Wait, what? I'm sorry. I was reading the description. I was like, "Oh, this is fascinating." You
What
might
I
like
was going
this
to
book,
say
Pat.
is on the back of Jamaica Inn, it says that she wrote the short story The Birds, which is what Alfred Hitchcock based the movie on.
Oh, he must really like her because he directed the movie Rebecca too.
Yes, it says, and I think he also did Jamaica Inn too.
Oh, really? He must
Yes,
love her work.
he must. Um,
Was she the one? Did she write the short story "Don't Look Now"?
oh, I'm not sure.
I'm gonna look
I'm
that
not
up too.
sure.
You would love this freaking Death of and Life of Schneider Rack. It sounds wild. I don't
Okay,
think
I
I'll be able
need
to
to.
read it though, because it's 400 pages, but it sounds so good. Like,
Well,
listen to this.
but
Uh,
could I read it? Could I read it for Zombie Awareness Month?
Yeah, I think tell me if it would fit. I think it would fit for sure for zombie awareness. It says Schneider Rack was dead until he wasn't. Convicted of a crime he's almost completely sure he didn't commit, executed, reanimated, then pressed into service aboard a vast trawler on the terrible world of ocean. He was set to spend his afterlife working until his mindless corpse fell apart, but now he's woken up trapped in a rotting body, arm deep in the stinking meat and blubber of a sea monster, and he's not happy. It's time for the dead to rise up from the stench and brine of ocean to the fetid jungle of Grand Amazon. Schneider's career as a revolutionary won't be easy, but sometimes a zombie's gotta do what a zombie's gotta do.
That sounds awesome.
Yes. Oh, wait, so Lauren doesn't know about Zombie Awareness Month. Maybe you should announce what May is about.
Yeah, okay, wait. Let me write this down. Thank you, Swamp Gas, for leading me down this rabbit hole.
Yeah, I'm
You know how
adding it.
excited I get with zombies? Okay, let's go through these comments and then I'll
Yes.
explain. Okay, so Amy said she didn't read again. Whatever. I love it. Whatever. She browsed Instagram.
It's your birthday. Like,
That's right.
don't
You're gonna
cry,
fall
even though
the
they
night
say you
it's your
can
birthday.
cry. Like, you can cry if you want to. Please don't cry. But you could browse Instagram if you want to. Browse Instagram if you want to.
Lauren says, of all things, Rebecca as an eighth grader, she's laughing at you. She loves that. I can't imagine you reading that in eighth grade. That's
It was
crazy.
ninth grade. It was freshman year of high school
Okay.
for our English honors class.
Oh, she thinks we're the sweetest.
Aw. Well, we love your
think you're
channel.
awesome. So, I
We
mean,
do.
only speaking the truth for sure.
It's true.
Okay, so Zombie Awareness Month. For you people out here in the world, May is Zombie Awareness Month. You have to be aware of how to survive a zombie apocalypse because it could happen. It really could happen.
Mhm.
The CDC even has information about what to do to prep for it. So if the CDC has valuable information with the zombie apocalypse and what to do to survive, we should take it seriously.
We should.
But it's a whole month. So May, I'm just going to say May is going to be my next readathon.
And
it
Kat
is
loves zombies, so I wonder. I'm sorry, I'm spoiling it.
Yes, I love zombies. And actually, I have convinced Kelsi to go to the dark side on zombies. It wasn't her favorite, but I'm kind of like influencing her to like them a little more.
I had some great zombie reads last year, and the only reason I read them was because of Kat. Because we were celebrating the first year we celebrated it. Isn't it like our third year?
Yes.
The first year it was just movies, but last year I added in books, and I was very pleased with the books. And I
Yes,
was
I'm
like, "Oh
super
hell yeah,
excited.
yeah!" I'm
Well,
very
I
excited.
have celebrated Zombie Awareness Month for years. I mean, I've written about it on my blog before. I even had a zombie awareness party. We had gifts and everything.
Yeah,
It was sort of like drawing so that you could win the zombie survival guide. And but anyway, I have decided that was on my 23 for 2023 was to have, to host 2 readathons this year. So I decided to try with Folklore February. I loved it so much. I've learned a lot. I'm going to co-host Old School April to get more experience. And then I'm going to go for it in May with Zombie Awareness Month. So I'm hoping to maybe start the Discord for that. Try to do a watch party, watch some stuff. I love it so much. I love zombies so much. So anyway, it's going to be a thing. It's just we're going to take it and put it out in the world. But yeah, so if you like zombies, please join in all the fun. We're going to be watching stuff, reading stuff. It's awesome.
it's gonna be great, and I'm adding that book. I want to read that book now.
I know. I know. Halko says, I think I'll save Dead Nation for Zombie Awareness Month. Good idea. Good idea. Yes, Amy, I know you're a huge zombie fan. I hope that you will join us. It is going to be awesome.
I really do think because Amy's also, I think she's involved in Lexi's thing for May too. I really think we'll be able to read zombie stuff and it'll count towards Lexi's readathon too. Because there
Good.
are some prompts, but a lot of it's about how much you read and not like specifically what you're reading for the most part, I think. There's more details that will come to light, but if that's the case, then we could read zombie, like, why can't we double dip for both things?
Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. And we kind of talked about that. I mean, I think that would be one thing to like kind of promote her
of
readathon,
course. Yeah.
and say, hey, if you want to participate in both, you can. Halko, I cannot believe you have never read anything about zombies.
Wow.
This May, we're going to change that. You're going to read something about zombies. You're going to read
You're
that Dead
making
Nation book, the Dead Nation book. Make me proud to read that. Yes, I am going to do a recommendation video of books that you should read, movies that you should watch.
I did make a recommendation video for last year too. I think it was like zombie movies for people who don't really like
Yes.
zombies. I had fun making that too.
Amy says she's going to have so many nightmares in May. Oh, Lauren wants to know what's your initial hesitation regarding zombies, Kelsi.
I don't know. The funny thing is, so like I like The Walking Dead. I stopped watching it at a certain point because I was getting devastated.
Shame.
I couldn't take it, Kat. After somebody died that I loved, I was like,
Somebody, how many people?
well, this one in particular was like the last straw for me. I was like, this is like one of my last favorite characters. I can't do it anymore. I was just so torn, like and gut wrenched. Anyway, so I don't know. I like that show. I've liked some zombie movies here and there. Especially more since the last 3 years since I've been doing the Zombie
Yeah, we had
Awareness
some
Month with
great ones.
you. But like I just never thought of like picking up a zombie book, but I've liked almost every zombie book I've picked up, more than even the movies. I just think at a certain point zombie movies were a little overdone, but I think I wasn't watching or looking for the right ones, I think. Zombies were just everywhere for a while, and I guess it just didn't appeal to me. I can't put my finger on why, But now I'm kind of like converted, especially with books, because I had such a great year last year
Mhm.
with the things I picked out to read that I was like already like saving stuff for this year. I was like, I could read that next year and this. And like I know Amy has read The Rising by Brian Keene and liked it, so I might read that. I don't know. I'm excited.
Yeah, it's you have to find some good stuff. You don't want to find the zombie junk. In fact, if you remember, I dressed as a zombie for one of your Halloween
I
parties.
remember. I have the pictures. Also, I did a zombie fun run, and oh my god, it was one of the funnest
I
things
did too.
I've ever done. And I don't know how yours was like because we did different ones. Mine was I played a zombie and there were runners who had football flags, like, the kind you can tear off. And they were running through like an obstacle course, like all around. And zombies were positioned in like different places all throughout. And we had to try to steal when people came by their flags. So if you finish with no flags, you're technically like part of the undead
Mhm.
now. It was so fun. It was one of the
Yes.
funnest things I've ever done.
We had a lot of fun too. I was a runner, not a zombie. I was a runner, and it was me and my husband, my friend Shelly, her husband, and I think two of her children. And you wore a belt that had balloons on them, like 3 balloons, red balloons,
That's
and you had
amazing.
to run, and the zombies would try to pop your balloons
Oh my god.
so to see if you could survive or not. Well, my husband and Shelly's daughter Claire survived. I did
You
a whole
guys,
scrapbook. I did a whole scrapbook layout of that race because it was so much fun. I'll have to show that my layout, whenever we start doing the zombie stuff.
you know what I think I wish could be possible? Like, remember how you and I have talked about in the past? Like, how cool would it be to host like a booktuber, horror tuber convention
Yes.
here? Like, and how fun would the convention and you have a zombie run with people who actually like give a shit about horror? Like, let's go. Like, no one, not everyone has to run. People could be the zombies if they want. But yeah,
Right.
oh my
I
god,
think so.
I would die.
I would think it would be hilarious. I would love it. Amy says that I think it'll be fine.
For
Oh,
Lexi's event for doing
yes.
both.
Yes. Doing both of them. We hit zombie overload for a little bit, but I think enough time has passed. I agree. Zombie movies is a different story. I've seen so many and love The Walking Dead. I still need to watch the last season. Oh my gosh, the last season is so good. But you want to talk about crying your eyeballs out? The Walking Dead makes you cry a
How'd
lot.
you even stick with it? Because
I did-
like Amy's saying it's probably the same person that we both stopped. Yeah, because a lot of people stopped after that because it was like at a certain point you're like, I can't take it if all my favorites die. And that's what kept
well,
happening.
I love the show. I had to go into the end. I was the only thing that I wasn't as super sad is because of all the spin-offs that are coming. You've got
Mm.
Daryl in France, and um Maggie and Negan are going to be like in New York. And then I still got Fear the Walking Dead that has some crossover characters from Walking Dead. You got World Beyond. I mean, there's a lot going on. Rick and Michonne are supposed to be doing their own show. I love
So
it
they're
so
just
much.
doing a whole bunch of spin-offs then.
Yeah, so doing a bunch of spin-off, just like all within the universe, the
Mhm.
Walking Dead universe. One thing I did love is they had, I think it was 6 stories, and it was only one character was from the original. It was the alpha lady. They kind of talked about how she started off with her daughter Lydia, but they had some really fun stories about characters and things that happened to them during this apocalypse. The one that was really funny was these 2 women, and it's like a Groundhog Day. Like it keeps happening
Oh,
over and
cool.
over. It is so great. So that will probably be one of the TV shows that I would recommend, and maybe even that episode because it was so good. I mean, it's funny.
Yeah.
It's being horrific at the same time it's being funny.
I mean, I could like recommend some good like after the last like 2 or 3 years, I could recommend some good movies too. I feel like more knowledgeable now.
Yes, yes. Try Out Warm Bodies by Isaac Marion. It's a whole series, my favorite. Okay, that's good to know. Let me write that down. I'm behind on the TV shows. I always make a big old long list and then I don't get to all of them.
Well, this one's a book series.
Oh, this is a book
Yeah, because
series.
Halko says a few comments down, is the movie based on that book? And she said, yeah, but the book is better in my opinion.
Okay, book series. Okay, good to know. I'm glad you said that because I've seen the movie. I didn't know if maybe they made a new show.
Yeah, so apparently the book is better.
If zombies had existential crisis.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the zombie graphic novel Wormwood, The Gentleman Corpse by Ben Templesmith. Oh. Look, I'm getting all these ideas.
She's planning for May. Hey, I planned for April in January.
Oh
So
yeah. Well, I will be planning definitely in March for sure. Is the movie based on the books? Yes, the book is better. You said that, Kelsi, and I'm just repeating it.
I'm sorry for reading.
No, you're good. Halko's going to check it out. And there does need to be something hard book to happen here. The NOLA Book Fest ignores genre fiction, and the Comic-Con doesn't do enough. The market is ripe. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, wish something horror heavy would happen here. It's a bummer.
Well, maybe you and I
How?
could be the catalyst.
That would be so cool. I would freaking think that's incredible. I mean, because like you think about like New Orleans, people think it's like a haunted like city. So like, why isn't there like a convention here? I don't understand.
I think we need to look in that.
I think we need to look into it too, for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, because I don't know. I would like it.
One of my greatest vacations ever was going to, it was called Spooky Empire in 2014, that was in Orlando, Florida. Amazing. Panels, got to see Dee Wallace talk, got to see the actors, the two children actors grown up from Children of the Corn. So many good panels, but even better, the merchandise. Literally, my room at my parents' house is filled with that merchandise from that vacation. I bought like $1,000 worth of merchandise and had to FedEx it back home.
Oh my god!
I bought so much. Like Teresa, who was with me, she was like, "Are you really buying all that?" I'm like, "Oh hell yes! This is some of the greatest shit I've ever seen." Like amazing posters, just amazing, like T-shirts. Oh, such good stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I think that we do have a market for it.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of somebody organizing it. Now, I mean, I do know Christina that I know through improv. She is going to be volunteering at the Overlook Hotel, it's the Overlook, I think it's the Overlook Hotel Film Festival or something like that. And that's supposed to be happening in March. So, where you go watch all kinds of horror films and everything.
Yeah, that's amazing. See, like I would do any of that. Like I'm kind of dying to do something horror centric.
She sent me something and I kind of put it to the side because of the play, which that's another thing. I just have to announce everybody that Clue has been postponed. So I am not Mrs. Peacock currently, and I will not be performing in Clue at the end of March, beginning of April. It's bittersweet. I was telling Kelsi this. It's kind of bittersweet because I was kind of on the fence about auditioning, and I went because my friend who's never been in a play before really wanted to do it because it's not very common to have a lot of adult actors, plays for adult actors to be in our community theater. So when this opportunity came up, she was interested in doing it and I wanted to support her. So that was like, okay, I'll go to the auditions too. I mean, and then when I got there, we did 5 rehearsals and, we had started blocking. We had started, learning our lines and talking about costumes and all this stuff. It was really fun. And the cast is awesome. And then I got the news Thursday when I was heading to my improv class. So,
it's a bummer, but like you said,
it's a bummer.
You were going to be so busy though. But
yes, like I can't even imagine like going into this week that I just finished going into with having rehearsal. on Friday, Sunday, and Monday, because I'm behind as it is, and I would have been even more behind. So it's bittersweet. We're supposed to still be doing the play. It's just been postponed. So we'll see. We'll see. They did replace it with something else, but I would not have auditioned for that play. It was more middle school. I think it would be better for younger people to be in it.
Yeah.
So
And
I bowed out.
it's good news though that it's just postponed and
Yeah.
that you can still do it. Like, is he going to give everyone the roles back or?
Well, I think so. If people are available, that's the other thing too. I mean, depending on when it happens, am I going to be available to do it or not?
Right.
Kind
Well, I
of thing.
hope you can, because Mrs.
So
Peacock, I mean,
that's
cool.
what I told him. I was like, if it, y'all do it, I will, I'll come back and do it if I can. Just telling you about the Overlook Film Festival. She is a volunteer, and that's why Christina was like, you want to come volunteer with me? It's March 30th through April the 2nd. And then she just sent me a list of the films that are going to be there.
And where is
And
this at though?
this is in New Orleans.
Oh, really?
Yes. The Horror Festival will welcome audiences back to America's most haunted city with 51 films, 27 features, 24 short films from 12 countries, along with extensive offerings including interactive events, live performances, immersive programming, parties, and more scary surprises.
I wish it was any other days. Like, I could do
I
March
know.
30th, but April 1st, I'm supposed to be sprinting for the open of,
Exactly. It says it will open with the world premiere of the highly anticipated modern vampire tale Renfield. And Dracula, played by Oscar winner Nicolas Cage, is in it. Based on original idea by Walking Dead creator Robert Kirkman. I think these are all showing at the Britannia Theater at Canal Place in downtown New Orleans.
That would make sense. The Britannia is a one theater though. So basically they would have to play these movies back to back to back if there's really 51 over the whole weekend.
Well, it said it'll be the 30th anniversary screen of Joe Dante's loving ode to the great B movies, Matinee, featuring a live Q&A with legendary actor John Goodman and master of horror Joe Dante. Celebration of the 10th anniversary of Jim Jarmusch's Only Lovers Left Alive. Alfred Hitchcock's silent thriller, The Lodger. William Castle's classic, The Tingler, which I've heard of that movie, The Tingler.
I don't know if I have.
It says, along with the opening night presentation, Renfield, world premiere titles include Philip Barantini's Accused, Alexis Jacknow's Clock, Nick Kozowski's Godless, The Eastfield Exorcism, Ariel Vita's Trim Season, and Anthony Penta's We Kill for Love. And then there's going to have Evil Dead Rise.
It sounds like a lot of indie stuff versus like re-showing old school stuff.
And then they have a closing night Halloween party.
Oh, that's kind of cool too. But again, it's April, damn it.
I know. Yeah. So anyway, I think that's neat. But like I said, and I think it always does happen towards the end of March, according to what Christina had said. But
Lauren said The Tingler is great. Vincent Price is in that one, she said. Maybe it's vintagey movies, and that's why I don't recognize any of the names. Did I ever tell you about the time I did teleprompter for John Goodman?
Oh, no.
The way he warms up is so awkward. He's like, F, but like he says like the curse word, like it was very weird. It was just awkward. It's very weird. And we're like in this small ass closet space at WIS. It was for like a commercial.
That is hilarious.
For the New Orleans rugby team randomly. They're called like the New Orleans Gold. Anyway, so it was like a freelance that Jimmy was hiring at the studio or whatever. Right. So he comes in and they're like, Kelsi, can you come down here and just do teleprompter for us real quick? And I was like, whatever, sure. I've got like some free time. So I just ran down and do like, and then he was all like in the middle of like a take, he'd be like, F. I was like, what? I was like, this is so his hand. Like, I don't know. Anyway.
No, that is crazy.
Yeah, I know. It was weird.
Yeah, John Goodman had married a UNO graduate.
Oh, really? Oh, I know
Yeah.
he's here a lot. Like, I know.
Yeah, he
like,
married a UNO graduate back in the day. I don't know if they're still married.
and he likes Peggy's documentaries. Like, he did voiceover for one, but I wasn't like involved in like recording any of that. I just did
Right.
his teleprompter this one separate time, and I even was like, that was kind of weird and awkward and strange. But anyway. I'll never forget it. When I see him now, all I think about is that time. I
Yes,
was like,
yes.
I'm not even describing it accurately to you guys because it was like so much weirder than I'm making it. Like,
I wish there was a way you could have recorded that.
I know, it was so weird. That's all I think of when I see his face.
Swamp Gas says Bad Blood by Chuck Wendig is about a vampire who has to protect the surviving humans during a zombie apocalypse.
Huh.
So he still has a food source.
That sounds interesting.
That does. I'm writing that down.
Chuck
Boy.
Wendig, didn't he do that chunky book about cults or something? Anyway, I know the name of the author.
Thanks, Halco. Yeah, it's a bummer. Thank you, Swamp Gas. It is. But I'm one of these people that I try to find the silver lining. And, maybe it's, maybe it'll be better like later on at some point. Yeah. Yes, Lauren, I'm seeing the bright spots. It is a bummer. Tingler's great. Vincent Price. That's why I know it. Vincent Price is in the Tingler. And
they're laughing at the John Goodman.
Oh, yeah, because that's crazy. That is crazy.
I'm not even describing it like right, but it was worse. It was worse. By the way, I can't find that book under Bad Blood. I only see it under The Complete Double Dead. I don't know why, but that is what you're talking about, I think, because it says by Chuck Wendig and it says a vampire in Zombieland, essentially. So
yeah, that premise is awesome.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I just couldn't find it under that name Bad Blood is all.
Well, I brought these magazines and Susan ended up leaving before I showed anybody, but I don't know if anybody else is interested in this, or subscribes to Enchanted Living. This was the it's quarterly. So this was the fall, autumn 2022, and it's a vintage witch. But it is just so cool. It has all kinds of cool things in it and pretty interesting articles. Like there was a whole article about the brooms, like the art. It's called The Art of Broomcraft.
Wow.
Yes.
Like decorative.
Yes. Yes. And I just think, like they show
cool
people who actually create it. I don't know. I just find it fascinating. Some of they have recipes in here, like jam-filled donuts.
Ooh.
And gluten-free apple cider donuts with glaze and apples. I don't know. And then all this stuff about botany, like a botanist. But this was that was the fall one. And then this was winter. This is my most recent one. But look how pretty the photographs.
I love the cover.
But I love it. This is the Gothic issue. This issue probably would be the one that Lauren would like. This one. She likes all that Gothic stuff.
Elizabeth would like that too.
Elizabeth, that's what I'm wondering if Elizabeth, if she subscribes to this. But like they just have all kinds of neat things. Like this one has Matilda's Red Velvet Mystery Cake. Look how pretty that is. Now I would never make a cake like that.
I mean, it would be hard to make it look that nice for me to make it look that nice.
I'm just not, I don't know. I don't have that skill.
Lauren has like awesome decorating skills. Like when you see her vlog, she had like cute little Valentine like decorations like in all of her like February backgrounds like for her videos. It was so cute. I was like, I love her style.
I know.
Yeah.
I just think like this one article in here is 1,600 years of Gothic fashion.
Oh, that's cool.
Yes. And look how pretty.
Lauren, I like how I'm talking about you like you're not here in the chat. Like I'm saying like in third person, even though you're like right here. I
Look.
loved your decorations, so I'm just telling you now like you're not in third person. Oh, I love that. That is so
Isn't that
cool,
pretty?
Kat.
That's a cape.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just think it's really pretty.
So Swamp Gas does say, so they rolled the original novel into this bigger collection. So the complete Double Dead, it's Double Dead and Double Dead colon Bad Blood. So that's why I couldn't find it. They did put Bad Blood in this other thing. You're right,
Ah,
Swamp Gas. I just couldn't find it under just Bad Blood. That makes sense now.
I think they rolled in the original Bad Blood novella.
Yep.
You said, okay. Yes, I think you would like it, Lauren, that magazine. She loves that you love her theme.
Yes. I love themes. I'm all about being thematic.
Yes, you are. You love a good theme.
I do. I always have since I was young, too.
Mhm. Well, I think it's neat to have a theme too, because then it kind of drives whatever you want to do. That's what I find very interesting about what Lauren's doing this year with her months. Like she did Valentine's, but it was like dark.
Yeah.
So I thought that was really
I thought
great.
it was great, too.
Yeah. Um, so do we want to sprint
I'm
again?
I'm almost dead right now, but it's up to you.
I mean,
I
we
was
could do a short sprint. We could do 30 minutes and then that could be our last sprint if you want.
sure, like if you're up for it, yeah. I need to read more either way. I was either gonna read on here or in bed, so either way. Oh, thank
And yeah,
you.
she's looking forward to your Iris
So
theme.
now it's gonna be Irish books and the week of weird. That it's like the same week technically, so I have to kind of do like one vlog in the beginning of the week and one vlog at the end of the week.
Yeah, but I mean, I think that'll be okay.
I'm excited about the Irish theme stuff. I did that last year too and had a lot of fun. Someone almost threw a potato at my head at the Irish parade.
What?
Yeah, because we were on a balcony and like, these lame-o drunko dudes, freaking broskies or whatever. They were like, let's see how far we can throw shit and like how hard. So they see people on the balconies and like this dude hurls a potato and literally I ducked and it was like right there, like on the thing. And I filmed it and I was like, I almost got hit by this potato. It's in my vlog.
Okay, so let me are we gonna say this is our last sprint for the evening?
Yeah, it's pretty
Okay.
late.
Yeah, okay.
Well, not for
Yeah.
California peeps, really, but
Yeah.
for you and me, it is, and for East
And
Coast peeps.
and swamp gas.
Oh, and Swamp Gas too. Yes.
Actually, Halco too. He's in Texas. Okay. So we're gonna do 30 minutes and then we'll come back and wrap up.
Sounds good.
Uh-oh. Okay, there we are.
You got it. Don't get scared.
I get scared. I get scared all the time. See y'all in a few.
Yes.
That little kitty cat. Okay, there we go. Okay, so how did everybody do? I did not read.
You did?
I did not.
I read like 10 more minutes or 13 more minutes in my audiobook, and I'm reading along on my Kindle. Razorblade Tears, like I said, by S.A. Cosby. It's good, but it just got like extra, like there was a funny part where something happened and the guy was like, oh shit. I don't know. Anyway, it was funny. Because something happened out of nowhere. Uh, it's been intense. It's like I said, my friend Ali is the one who recommended this one for my 12 friends recommend books.
Right.
And it's a book that I had been interested in and heard a lot about, but I wouldn't necessarily have picked it up because it kind of I thought it was more like a thriller type of book versus like a it's not really like a horror type of book. So I'm glad he suggested it because it kind of pushed me to
To
read it.
try to do something different. Yeah,
Yeah,
to read something different.
exactly. So I'm liking it.
Well, that's good. I mean, it's better than not liking it.
Yeah. So what did you get up to if you didn't read?
Well, I put your calendar for Old School April.
Did you
I
see I
added
added
that.
your address to it? I don't know if you got like an alert that said I added you so that you could technically edit it, like add events, like sprints. You
Yes.
could add
Yes.
days that like, oh, I want to do a sprint this day at this time or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I responded to it, so I don't know
I don't know
if you get that or not. But anyway,
I'll have to look again.
I added it to my calendar so that way
Cool.
I can put on. And I was kind of looking, so I'll have to look at my calendar and see when I want to do some sprints because I
Yeah,
know
you
I
don't
am.
have to like fill it in now. We still got plenty of time, but
Yeah.
Amy started filling in some Kelly filled in a lot of watch parties, and Katrina was just telling me that she's going to be able to fill in some too because her schedule is coming out soon.
Oh, well, that's good. Yeah. I yeah, want to look at the calendar to do that. I am going to try to do some sprints during March too. I mean, I might
Oh,
as
cool.
well.
Yeah, I mean,
I
why not
mean,
just do it for fun?
yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think it's fun. I enjoy it. And it also helps you to be productive. So I might do like a little poll or something on my community tab and just see what are some good times for everyone, who likes to sprint. And that way I can kind of look at my schedule and do a variety of different
Yeah, I
ones.
think a variety would be great. That way you're kind of hitting good times for all the different time zones or for,
Right.
different people's preferences, etc.
Exactly. So that's one of the things I should do probably this week, before the weekend, maybe
Yeah.
do that. So Lauren, she read 41 pages. She has 20 pages left in the book, and I love it. I will finish tonight.
Yay! That's awesome progress, Lauren. Congrats on almost finishing the book and you're about to finish it
Yeah,
later. It's great.
I think that's
I
awesome.
love that feeling.
Yes, I do too. Um, Tomorrow, I want to film tomorrow, but I have to run some errands. And I also want to catch up. Like I need to post my pictures on Instagram. I did my graphic, but I want to post my pictures
Yeah.
and do a little caption and my star ratings. And then I would like to try to write my Goodreads review. It takes me forever to write a review for Goodreads.
I've gotten behind on adding to my Goodreads and my story graph. January I was doing decent. Then like late January it did luckily I'm keeping up with my spreadsheet that I have so I can go back and like, add certain things like when I finish things cuz I'm actually keeping track of that. So,
Well, the other thing I need to do is I need to get myself organized. If you looked at my house right now, especially my kitchen table and stuff, thank God I have a nice husband, but it looks like a giant book monster threw up in my house.
oh my god,
And
if I like tilted
huge
the
books
camera down, do you see the piles of books?
well, I just feel like he's like spewed books all over my house. And part of the reason is I'm, have all of my Folklore February books in a pile. And then I have all the books that I'm reading with Buddy Reads in a pile. And then I have my books for my March TBR in a pile. And it's like, It
You're
looks
not
like a
the only
tornado.
house. You're not the only house like that. My
Oh,
house,
it's
there's
terrible.
laundry on this chair that like Paul always puts the laundry there, and he's like, maybe while I'm gone, the laundry will be up at some point. And I was like, whatever. You're always giving me assignments when you leave, like a teacher.
Oh
But
my
he's
goodness.
right. I leave the laundry out way too long, and I hate I like when my house is straight, but like I never feel like, and I do have the time. I just prioritize like my content over it.
Well, I think, I'm trying to do my challenge for tranquility by Tuesday. So I'm trying to keep up with that. And then my niece is getting married on Saturday. So, like last weekend, I was shopping and, trying to get something to wear for that. And
And
then
I
doctor's
related
appointments,
I related so hard to you when you're like, I hate clothes shopping, like me too. So the Vegas thing, they're like, you can wear business casual. And I'm like, holy shit, business casual. I had to Google it. I don't even leave the house. Like, so I know what it's like to get dressed up to go to a concert, but like, can you wear, obviously it's okay to wear like skirts that are not too short with like stockings because it's going to be cold actually in Vegas apparently.
right.
It's unseasonably cold next week, but I'm like, can you wear leggings and is that even considered business casual? I don't think it is, but what if you wear leggings with like a nice top? Like and
I
it's
think I think the thing with leggings, because our art teacher used to wear leggings at school, but it was like she'd wear leggings and she'd wear like a top that was long enough that almost looked like a dress.
right.
That makes sense.
Yeah, but like not all my shirts are super long, but at the same time, I don't know. I don't own jeans and I don't own slacks. So I'm like, oh shit, what do I
I was
do?
gonna say jeans would be a good thing, especially if you wore them with cute little shoes or something like that.
Yeah, like,
Um,
I basically wear tights, like, for my long pants, that's what I wear. Like, I just don't like the way I look in jeans. I, like, stopped buying jeans. Like, I am not lying when I tell you guys, I hate shopping. I've got lots of cute skirts, but I just don't have a lot of, like, long pants that are, like, fancy. I've got, like, 2 that are not tights, but even that, I'm like, "What would I wear?" Like, I don't know. I don't so I'm freaking out. Like, I don't know what to do.
Well, that's how I am with dresses. I don't
Yeah.
really wear dresses, but I did go out. Actually bought 2 dresses
Oh,
and, just to decide which one I wanted to wear. And then I had bought 2 pairs of shoes also, which I'm gonna return the ones that I got from Target because I found cuter ones at, Dillard's.
oh.
But, and I can't wear heels anymore. I mean, I'll break an ankle.
Did I tell you? I think I told you how I almost tripped when Paul made me go to that well, he didn't make me. He's like, "You wanna go to this basketball game with me?" And you were like, "You're going to a basketball game, remember?"
Yes, I
Didn't I tell
remember.
you that I tripped down the stairs?
No.
I
Were you
didn't
wearing high heels?
Yep. And so I caught myself though, but I caught myself and the way, like so I tripped down a few stairs, kind of, caught myself on the railing with my hands, but as I did so, my foot, like, jammed into the side of my high heel toe, like, a shoe, and so I have, like, a bunion on my like, and not to be gross, but, like, it's just like a bone is what a bunion is, it, like, juts out from your foot.
Yes.
It's been hurting literally I think that was the 1st because that was your 1st sprint, so it was the 1st of February.
Yes,
It has
yes.
been hurting. So it's like now I'm gonna have to wear my heels and my freaking thing still hurts. The
Oh, no.
basketball game, it was
I'm
cursed.
telling you.
Yeah.
That's awful.
But yeah, so this Vegas trip is already fraught, but I might go shopping
Do
this
you have to
weekend.
wear heels?
No, but I like wearing like
Okay.
I have one good pair of heels that I really, really like, and they're okay. They were okay before I hurt my foot. I mean, I don't know. Anyway, Paul's like, maybe you should get that looked at. I'm like, whatever, I'm not going to the doctor. I hate
I know.
doctors too.
Yeah. I know. That's another thing. I've had my doctor's appointments, plus I've had my mother-in-law's doctor appointments. In fact, I have one on Monday. She had one today.
Oh
And so I
geez.
go with her for these different things. Yeah.
So
But
maybe I'll go shopping, but again, that takes away from time from everything else.
well, the only reason it was a little more enjoyable was because I went with my friend Shelly, and so we went and had lunch at Al Basha,
Oh,
and then afterwards we went to go shopping, and it was she loves to shop, so she's the perfect person to like help you pick stuff out and, tells you an honest opinion
Yeah.
about what you look like. So
Ooh, that sounds like fun. Yeah, I will go do that then. I do have leisure time. Like, literally these dinners people are like scheduling. My boss was like, "You don't have to go to the dinners." I was like, "Yes,"
that is awesome.
because my boss isn't going to the dinners. There are dinners with other like podcast networks.
Yeah.
We're a podcast advertising agency, so like the networks want to meet with us like just for casual. So like I'm just gonna do what I want during the evenings and like even maybe part of the day. So we'll see. I don't know. Or I'll read in my hotel room. We'll see.
Yes, I was going to say you could always read in your hotel room, but if you went to the Neon Sign Graveyard Museum, that would be good for like
A vlog.
to vlog.
Yeah. And Paul may or may not meet me for part of it, but he's also got to go out of town and do like a tournament for this basketball thing. So it depends on when they get eliminated if he can come and meet me. If they get eliminated after Tuesday, then he can't come because coming by Wednesday or later, it's kind of too late.
Right.
Too expensive, like basically for a day. It's not worth it.
Right. When are you coming back?
I'm literally going from Monday to Friday, and I won't be back until Friday at midnight.
But what is that date? The 10th?
Yes, the 10th, I think.
Okay.
It's like the 6th to the 10th. I think. I'm just double checking. Right, I'm looking at the wrong month. Yes, the 6th to the 10th.
Swamp Gas says, I am upset with the Neon Museum. They want $400 an hour to film there.
Holy shit.
What?
A lot of money.
That is a lot of money. Warren's giving you some other suggestions. The Zach Baggins Puppet Room Museum.
Earlier, I called him, I was saying Bilbo Baggins anyway. It's very weird. That all sounds actually very fun. Also, I want to go to breweries. Like, it'd be better if Paul was there because I would get out of my shell more. But if it's just me, I know I'm going to be kind of like, I could just edit in my hotel room or read in my hotel room. And then everyone will be like, I can't believe you went to Vegas and just stayed in your hotel room. Which is so, if it was anywhere else, it's just, I'm not a big Vegas person.
Yeah. You could go to the Liberace Museum. Oh my God. Yes, Bilbo.
Baggins. Yeah. Different Baggins.
Well, you could go down and just like take, some change and go play the slot machines.
I do like blackjack. I have a book on like best ways to play blackjack that I used to like study. Like there's like when you get certain combinations, there's certain ways you should bet. I used to have it memorized, but I haven't looked at the book, so now there's no way. I used to watch Paul play because he was pretty good at it, and then I would get the hang of it. But once it's been a while, then I'm like, I can't play blackjack.
That would be
The
hilarious.
slots are fun too, but yeah, we'll see what I do. I don't know yet. I'm really hoping Paul goes. Like, please be done with no offense to his team, but I hope they lose so he can come to Vegas with
Now,
me.
is this the women's basketball team that he's been doing, or is this the new? Okay, because I know he's also might be doing the guys too, right?
Just for one game, he was going to do the guys, but that actually got canceled because it became a huge game, and they wanted the regular guy to cancel his trip out of town and stay.
Okay.
So he didn't even end up doing that game that I hurt my foot. Like we went to that thing to see the guys so that he could get like a gist of their names. He didn't even wind up doing it, and I hurt my foot for no reason.
That is terrible.
I know.
Sacrifice that foot.
I know. I'm just bean a whiner. I'm just joking around, but I did hurt my foot.
Yes, you did. If it continues to hurt you, you must go to the doctor.
I know. I mean, I can walk and stuff, but I will say it was a little weird when I was running. It almost kind of felt like kind of tingly. And I was like, that's not really a good thing.
No.
No.
Especially if it wasn't feeling tingly before that.
It wasn't. I was like, this is not good.
No. Okay, folks, we are going to sign off. It is almost 12:30.
It is 12:30 here, so happy March.
That's right. It's officially March 2023. I did not get in bed by 10:30 tonight, so I will have failed tonight. But I was doing something fun, doing something productive, you know, that was
You
one of
mean
my
failed on
rules.
your Tranquility
Yes.
by Tuesday? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's to give myself a bedtime. However, I'm still going to get up at my normal time tomorrow and all will be well. I mean, I'm doing something productive. It's not like I'm, playing and not doing something. I
Well,
did read. I
yeah.
did stuff.
I mean,
So
chatting is fun, but you were still getting stuff done at the same time.
I was. And I enjoyed hanging out. I like it
I
a
did
lot.
too.
And Lauren says, Happy March.
Happy
Thank you
March.
for coming. So anyway,
It's
everybody,
still your bedtime in California time.
yeah.
Cheat the system. I like that.
Well, good night, everybody. And as always, thank you so much, Kelsi, for
Thank
hanging
you.
out with me, doing sprints. I appreciate everybody hanging out today. It was so much fun. Thank you for participating in Folklore February. Until next year. But in the meantime, y'all know what you can do. Stay amazing and be adventurous always.
Bye,
Bye.
guys. Good night. Thank you.